It is true that Johnny Depp defended Amber Heard. Johnny Depp and his ex-wife have had a legal battle for several years now, and that is that Amber accused him of domestic violence. But Johnny is more than determined to end this farce and expose his ex-wife and all this trouble. Will Johnny finally be able to get his life and career back after the whole truth comes out? And will Hollywood welcome him with open arms once this happens? After Johnny Depp lost his high-profile libel case against the publishers of the Sun newspaper over a 2018 article that described him as a wife-beater, the actor announced that he has been asked to resign from the upcoming Fantastic Beasts 3. Depp has vehemently denied the claims of abuse but was once again denied permission to appeal the court's ruling in March 2021. But let's start by the beginning. This story goes back more than 10 years. In 2009, Depp met Heard on the set of The Rum Diary. In a court filing, Heard wrote that she and Depp began dating around the end of 2011 or the start of 2012. It was also in 2012 that Depp and longtime partner Paradis publicly announced their separation after 14 years of dating. Heard split up with partner Tasia Von Rhee at the same time. USA Today reported that Heard was arrested in 2009 on a charge of physically assaulting then-girlfriend Van Rhee at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport in Washington. The two got into a disagreement after Heard allegedly grabbed and hit Van Rhee's arm. All charges were dropped, however, with Van Rhee herself saying that Heard was wrongfully accused by cops who misinterpreted and over-sensationalized the incident. There are some hints here, don't you think? After several years of dating, Depp and Heard married in a very private ceremony in their home in LA, with people reporting photos. But not too later, on May 23, 2016, Heard filed for divorce from Depp and also obtained a temporary restraining order against the Oscar-nominated actor. She alleged that Depp had physically abused her during the relationship and said it was usually while under the influence of drugs or alcohol. She alleged that at the time of filing for divorce, an incident had recently taken place in which Depp threw his phone at her, leaving her with a bruised face. However, a police spokesman told People that an investigation into the domestic incident radio call found that no crime had taken place. Depp denied these accusations and through his representative said Heard was attempting to secure premature financial resolution by alleging abuse. Heard testified under oath at a deposition, but a settlement was eventually reached after she withdrew her request for a domestic violence restraining order. She also rescinded her spousal support request of $50,000 a month. Depp and Heard also released a joint statement saying, "Our relationship was intensely passionate and at times volatile, but always bound by love. Neither party has made false accusations for financial gain." It continued, "There was never any intent of physical or emotional harm." Heard received $7 million from the divorce but donated it to charity, according to People. Depp and Heard's divorce was finalized a year after Heard filed. Heard kept the dogs that were at the center of the 2015 scandal in which the couple failed to declare the animals in Australia. Meanwhile, Depp retains sole possession of all properties, including his private island in the Bahamas, as well as his collection of classic cars and motorcycles. The Hollywood Reporter reported that a non-disparagement clause was inserted into the settlement that prevented either party from saying anything negative about the high-profile relationship and breakup. Heard wrote an op-ed for the Washington Post in which she spoke about the treatment of women in domestic abuse cases. The suit said that Heard is not a victim of domestic abuse, she's a perpetrator, and denied that Depp ever abused her. Instead, the suit said that Heard's allegations were part of an elaborate hoax to generate positive publicity for the actress. Depp's lawyers said the op-ed depended on the central premise that Ms. Heard was a domestic abuse victim and that Mr. Depp perpetrated domestic violence against her. Heard claimed that she still had scars on her arms and feet from an incident where Depp allegedly threw her through a ping pong table and dragged her through broken glass. In January 2020, phone recordings obtained by the Daily Mail were released. In these recordings, Heard admitted to hitting Depp. Heard is heard saying, "I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you." Meanwhile, Depp said in the recording, I left last night. Honestly, I swear to you because I just couldn't take the idea of more physicality, more physical abuse on each other. In July of 2020, the 3-week libel trial began. Depp fought news group newspapers, the publisher of The Sun, in court over a 2018 article in which they called him a wife-beater in reference to Depp and Heard's former marriage. Depp sued both the publisher and The Sun's executive editor, Dan Wooten, for libel. The trial began in early July and lasted 3 weeks. Depp alleged that Heard defecated in his bed and punched him, which Heard denies. Depp also accused Heard of having extramarital affairs with James Franco and Elon Musk, which Heard also denies. Heard, meanwhile, accused Depp of physically abusing her and has also accused him of throwing a phone at her face, which she says left her bruised. Furthermore, Heard said that Depp threatened to kill her on several occasions. 3 months after the blockbuster trial began, Judge Mr. Justice Nicole ruled that The Sun was correct in reporting that Depp was violent towards his ex-wife, Amber Heard. In reaching his ruling, Nicole referred to 14 separate incidents that The Sun's lawyers cited to justify calling Depp a wife-beater. Following the ruling, a spokesman for The Sun said, "The Sun has stood up and campaigned for the victims of domestic abuse for over 20 years. Domestic abuse victims must never be silenced, and we thank the judge for his careful consideration and thank Amber Heard for her courage in giving evidence to the court. The idea that he is an incredibly violent person is the farthest thing from the Johnny I knew and loved. I cannot wrap my head around these accusations. He was never violent towards me. He was never abusive at all towards me. He has never been violent or abusive towards anybody I've seen." The Stranger Things star, who was engaged to Depp for 3 years in the 90s, said in her statement in July 2020. Harry, for her part, was Depp's partner for 14 years and shares 2 children, Lily Rose and John Christopher, with the actor. Depp sued the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, in May 2021 in order to force a nonprofit to reveal whether Heard had in fact donated a portion of her divorce settlement to the organization, as promised. In August 2021, a New York judge ruled in favor of Depp's request to determine whether Heard followed through with donating part of her divorce settlement to the ACLU. The actress previously vowed to donate her $7 million settlement to the ACLU and Children's Hospital of Los Angeles shortly after the pair's divorce was finalized in 2017. Depp told the Sunday Times in August 2021 that he feels like Hollywood is boycotting him as his movie Minamata has yet to get a US release date. The film, in which the actor plays an American photojournalist, was pushed from a February 2021 release to TBA by MGM following Depp's libel case conclusion in October 2020. Some films touch people, and this affects those in Minamata and people who experience similar things, Depp said in August. And for anything, for Hollywood's boycott of me? One man, one actor in an unpleasant and messy situation over the last number of years? He explained that he is moving towards where I need to go to make all that, to bring things to light. What we are sure of is that the truth always comes to light. Sooner or later, and Johnny has not given up trying to prove that he is innocent, and that his ex-wife has done nothing but defame him globally. But in the end, what will the truth be? We want to know your opinion of this tangled case and tortuous issue for both of us, because we are sure that these years of legal fight have not been easy or fun. So we want to know your comments. Do you really think that Amber Heard has lied about the violence she lived through all this time? Or do you really believe that Johnny is telling the truth and that he never touched Amber? If you like this video, do not hesitate to follow us for more content.